Hey, mental health friends, Ignite. My name is Justin Gaines. I live in Logan in Queensland. I have a living experience of mental illness diagnosis of bipolar type 2. I also have a living experience of suicidality spanning over 30 years now. I want to talk a little bit about my diagnosis today. And when I say diagnosis, I actually had a lot of battles as a teenager. Growing up, I had a lot of episodes, a lot of psychotic episodes, and I was in and out of hospital a lot in my teenage years. And interestingly enough, they actually didn't diagnose me in those early years. They treated me for what was called manic depression back in the day, but they actually didn't slap a label on me back then. I wasn't diagnosed with bipolar type 2 until I was in my 40s. And that came as, I guess, not as a shock, but it kind of came as a relief to know that, hey, all those things, all those challenges I've been through all my life, there was some reasoning behind it, and that I wasn't just this loner out in the burbs going through my struggles alone. And so that was a really important step for me. In how to develop some strategies and in staying well with that diagnosis in mind. But again, a diagnosis doesn't define who I am. It just makes up, it's just a small part of the complete me, the complete Justin. So yeah, that's the start of this journey there. People ask me what or who helped in regards to living with a mental illness. Now, from my early years, I always reflect back on what my mum and dad said. Back in the day, there was a lot of stigma and a lot of uncertainty around, people with the challenges, episodes and psychotic episodes and things like that. And so I always remember my mum and dad saying, hey, we didn't know what to do, son, we just loved you. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there that aren't as fortunate to have that support. But what it showed me was that someone gave a rip. Despite all the stuff that I was doing and had done, someone still cared. And so that person might be a parent, it might be a mate, it might be someone that you trust in the community. But having that person to be able to stand with you, not need to fix anything or anything like that, just care enough to say, I'm going to stick around. You're a good person, I'm going to hang out with you and let you know that you're not alone, that you can get through it. So that for me really helped. Even in my 40s, I developed some strategies. I became very transparent with my diagnosis and with the challenges that I was facing. And so the beauty of that transparency and trying to normalize my life was that it helped me set strategies in play so that if I did become unwell, I'd have scaffolding around me to ensure that if I got wobbly, I wouldn't fall all the way over. And that scaffolding looked like, I'm an avid social media poster. And so if I'm not posting on social media, I've got friends that'll check in with me. Hey mate, haven't seen you on the book of face for a while, what's going on? I'd have some people go, okay, there's some challenges there. How about we go out and have a hit of golf? How about we go and do some karaoke? And so, giving that, that pre-warning to my mates, my friends, my loved ones to know, hey, here's what to do if I start doing ABC. It was a really big help for me moving forward, staying well, and even through the tough stuff, knowing that I had caring people around me to support me so that I wouldn't fall, I wouldn't topple all the way over. So those are the things that really helped me. Is that transparency, the ability to normalise what in essence is my normality. So, yeah. One thing I wish that people understood more about mental illness and mental health diagnosis is that, again, this is me. I'm 50. I've had some tough challenges in my life, no doubt, but it hasn't all been deficit. I've fallen down and got back up that many times that I've lost count. And so my heart is that we move away from the deficit model. We don't just see mental illness as an event. We don't just see mental illness as, one section on the news every night. millions and millions of people around the world turning up daily with the challenges that they face, that diagnosis, but they continue to turn up and do the best that they can. And so move away from that deficit model by saying, hey, oh, wow, you've lived a life. You're still here. Wow, there's levels of resilience that we couldn't comprehend. And I also want people to understand that recovery isn't a destination. It's not a matter of, when you're back to not having a mental illness. No, recovery for me is a journey. Like I said, sometimes it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Sometimes it's falling down, but getting back up again. And we do. And I'm here today, and that's shown that I've gotten back up again. So that's my heart, that people will understand that, we have our challenges. We have some extra bags that we're carrying, but ultimately we're carrying them and we're navigating life. And we all have strengths, we all have gold that we bring to every single room. So that understanding, to remove all those myths and to debunk all that sort of stuff, to say, hey, we're just humans, just like you. A couple of extra bags, but we're moving forward and we're doing the best that we can. So that's my story, that's my journey. Thanks for that. I hope you have a cracking week. Look after yourself and look after the people around you. Cheers, guys.